Yeah, that's a great question. I think that the hardest part about creating a successful product is product market fit. And I know that that's said often, but it is really hard. And there are startups that have raised millions of dollars and have been around for years and still don't have product market fit. But they have a great idea or they have a fantastic technology innovation. But how to get customers to adopt it at scale, it's really, really hard. I think second to that would be understanding how to build an MVP that is as lean as possible and still test and validates product market fit. Because even within a big organization where the expectation is we've got all the money in the world, we've got all the resources, we've got the partnerships and the connections and the willpower to deliver innovation, there's still businesses and there's still a budget and there's still limitations to that. And so being really intentional and smart about what is the smallest product, what is the cheapest product, the simplest way to validate the most uncertainty with a product. I think that's really challenging because as soon as we discover an innovation or a solution, it's really easy to think, okay, how am I going to take this to market and how do I make it the best it can be? But that's not the first step. That's what we want to build towards. The first step is, okay, what aspect of this product or innovation will customers find the most useful? How do I validate that piece? And then the second piece is, what do I think is super, super cool, but I have no idea if customers will use it? Right. Test that. It hurts, but test it. Yeah. An example of this, just to kind of give an example from Johnson Controls. So I mentioned I was working on a security product, and when I joined that team, it was a pretty large team and very ambitious to apply innovations in integrated systems, AI, machine learning, among other things. And the challenge was the team hadn't yet decided how to productize the innovations. They talked to a lot of customers, like I said, about their pain points, but bringing it all together and bringing it to market as one simple solution is really challenging because there's so much opportunity. It's like, where do we start? What's that first bite of the elephant, right? And so what I did is I said, well, let's take a look at a human-centered approach. How does the customer use this accumulation of solutions today that we're looking to innovate? And so I found a framework for decision-making because I realized that was the latent pain. I want to make better decisions. And so we leveraged a military framework from aerial combat called the OODA loop, and it stands for observe, orient, decide, and act. And I was like, that's how humans make decisions. That's how I decide, what to cook for dinner. That's how I decide, what to do when there's a crisis. I first have to observe data. I have to understand how that data fits into a broader context and then make decisions. And so once we realize that this is exactly what our customer does every day, they just might not describe it this way, but we showed them this framework and we asked them, does this describe your everyday life? And they're like, yes, that's me. You understand me. Build a solution that optimizes my OODA loop. And once we did that and we built the simplest product focused on connecting a decision-making framework to the product, that's when we had success.